Have you heard that folks once tried to power cars with peanut oil? Stay tuned. Welcome to Have You Heard? This week we're diving into the nutty history of alternative fuels. Back in the early 20th century, as the automobile was gaining popularity, some bright sparks were looking for fuels beyond gasoline. One intriguing idea involved using peanut oil. Rudolf Diesel, that's the inventor of the diesel engine himself, actually experimented with vegetable oils, including peanut oil, to power his early engines. Well, it didn't exactly become the fuel of the future, but it is a fascinating reminder of the creative thinking that goes into innovation. Now, speaking of things that are twisted and interesting, Friday, April 26th is National Pretzel Day. According to nationaldaycalendar.com, this is the perfect excuse to enjoy those salty, knotted treats. Whether you prefer them soft or crunchy with mustard or cheese, who's getting hungry, pretzels have a long and winding history dating back centuries. So go ahead and get your twist on. Now let's take to the skies with a bit of quirky Americana courtesy of todayifoundout.com. Back in 1918, the U.S. Post Office released its first airmail stamp featuring a Curtiss JN-4H biplane. Sounds normal, right? Well, a printing error caused a batch of these stamps to be produced with the airplane printed upside down. Only 100 of these inverted Jenny stamps were ever made, and they've become one of the most famous and valuable errors in stamp collecting history. Imagine paying a few cents for a stamp that's now worth millions. Talk about an investment that really took off. And here's a tasty tidbit of trivia, thanks to todayifoundout.com. Ever wonder where the word sandwich comes from? It's named after John Montague, who was the 4th Earl of Sandwich. He was an 18th century English nobleman. Legend has it that he was so engrossed in a card game that he didn't want to leave the table to eat. So he asked for his meat, or he probably demanded that his meat be served between 2 slices of bread, and voila, the sandwich was born. Talk about a game changer for lunchtime. Have you heard? On April 23rd, we believe that's the birthday and death day of one of the greatest writers in the English language, William Shakespeare, born in 1564. His plays and sonnets continue to be studied and performed centuries later. To be or not to be? A literary genius? Definitely the latter. Have you heard? On April 25th, many parts of the United States observe National Arbor Day. This is a day dedicated to planting trees and promoting the importance of trees in our environment. So if you get a chance, plant a sapling and help make the world a little greener. Speaking of things greener, I'm planning on doing some serious gardening this weekend, and my wife gave me a whole set of instructions. I asked her, so what's the first thing I should plant? She said, yourself and that chair and watch a gardening show. Well, I told her that wasn't exactly what I had in mind. I'm hoping to grow some tomatoes. Wish me luck. Last year, the squirrels had a better harvest than I did. They were really sowing their wild oats. And that's all for this week's edition of Have You Heard? Please leave a comment if you learned something unbelievable. I'm Troy W. Hudson, the voiceover with personality. Until next time, stay curious.